Audio Jungle.
The Northern Coalition has told the United Nations and United Kingdom that the NSAS protest that took place some weeks ago was targeted at toppling Buhari's administration. Of course, there are diverse reactions to the claims of this Northern Coalition. Quickly to what we have on today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstand with Michael Adekunle. We have the Daily Sun and this day newspaper. What are these two dailies saying? Fresh civil protest looms, Senate President warns. Fresh civil protest looms, Senate President warns. NSAS targeted at destabilizing Nigeria. Northern Coalition tells United Kingdom, United Nations and US. Alright, to the next one, we have fuel scarcity knocks as oil workers begin strike. Fuel scarcity knocks as oil workers begin strike. Southeast leaders urge Igbo in Oyigo to respect Rivers government's people. Buhari orders sale of forfeited assets within 6 months. President to youth, our generation on last lap, keep peace. Says he inherited severe infrastructural deficits. On to the next one, this day newspaper was this day saying NSAS protesters demand for justice, good governance legitimate, says United Nations. NSAS protesters demand for justice, good governance legitimate, says United Nations. Comments federal government's quick response to demands. Urges government to facilitate security sector reforms, address concerns. Buhari, what was he saying here? It's in protesting youth interest to keep peace. It's in protesting youth's interest to keep peace. All right, let's see the picture we have here. Deputy Secretary General, United Nations, NS Aminu Mohammed, at the left-hand side, and President Muhammadu Buhari during a visit by United Nations delegation to the President in Abuja yesterday. Quickly to our reviewers for more analysis on these journals. I'll be right back. Still Bystanders at Newsstand on Fit TV. We have Peter right here at the Newsstand trying to deliberate with us, trying to review what we have on the front page of this journal. Fresh civil protest looms, Senate President warns. Of course, the youths are still angry. They are not really happy with the move by the federal government and the state government on the agitations during the NSAS protest. And don't you see another protest looming, just as the Senate President has said, if care is not taken?
The thing is, another protest will still come out, even again and again. You know why? Because of there is a huge disconnect between the government and the people, between the elite and the poor. There is a huge gap, and that gap is the reason why everything is like this. It will always turn up like this. Chaos will always arise. How can you be in a country? How can a Nigerian senator, his 2 months salary is equivalent to a US senator 1 year salary? It doesn't make sense. So that disconnect is there. So now it's not about money now. It's about money. So that disconnect is there. They only use us when it comes to election. They use our youth for thuggery, to damage people's lives and people's property. That's what they use the youth for. When they get into office, they disconnect from themselves, from the people. So when situation like this arises, then you now use force on the people. Situation like this will always come up. It's normal. Because of that bad energy, as that is creating that distance. So when there's distance between you and the government, you won't achieve anything.
Now, what do you think can stop the youth from coming out again?
What we can stop the youth now is to meet their demands first. Is to show that, okay, we are in one path, we are in one movement, we are in one accord. So first of all, it's first meet their demands first. When you meet their demands, then we can know how we can work together between the government and the people. You don't come here and create distance. Look at what Buhari is doing. He's creating distance between him and the people, doing whatever he likes. governor is doing whatever he likes, senators are doing whatever they like. So that disconnect will always bring protest, and people are hungry every day. People who don't have jobs. People are finding it difficult to pay their children's school fees. So things like this, people are finding it difficult to pay health care. If anybody that falls sick dies, I know many young people now, are friends that work with me in my former place of work. They fall sick, they die. They have to take them to their village to use herbal treatment because they don't have money for hospital. So things like that disconnect is very high. So it will always erupt. It will happen again next year. It will happen again next 2 years. It has started now. It will happen. It will keep happening. It will keep happening till either they step down from power or they give the country back to the youth. It will keep happening because of that disconnect. And they are not ready to connect with us. They are not ready. They don't want to give up their salary or their income for us. The only way that can happen is to first meet our demands first. If not, it will happen again. It will happen again.
All right, thank you so much, Peter. Very good one from you. We have it on the front page of this journal that fresh civil protests will be looming, and the Senate is warning the concerned authorities about this. The Senate President is warning the concerned authorities about this. Now, the coalition of the northern areas or northern citizens have said that the NSAS protest was targeted at destabilizing Nigeria. Now, I don't know why this is said. Looking at what took place a few weeks ago when the youth came out en masse to seek for justice, demand for an end in the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, that's the SAS, and an end to police brutality.
And also agitating for good governance.
Yeah, for good governance. I don't see it that way. Do you see it that way?
I see that. Thank you, Mr. Mike Adekunle. First and foremost, I would say the North have decided to isolate themselves. In as much as they've been the one benefiting since inception, the North have been the one, have been the one benefiting from government in terms of slots, in terms of federal characters. You have majority of the ministers, you have majority of the PAM secretaries that have been employed into federal civil servants. So they will sit that way, and still, when you go to North, there is no tangible development in North. North has the highest rate of poverty in Nigeria, and some stupid Northerners still says that the NSAS protest was just to topple the President Buhari-led administration. I don't see it that way. I see it as an avenue where every Nigerians, where meaningful Nigerians are calling, are yearning, are also demanding or calling government for good governance. Mr. Mike Adekunle, truth be told, no Nigerian now, apart from let's say 10% that lives below $1 a day. Majority of Nigerians live below $1 a day. Before you can see Nigerians that live above $1 or like $2 a day, it has to do with the middle class. So now, when some people says there are some set of people that reason why they protested was just to topple President Muhammadu Buhari administration, I see that as what false. And then these are people that doesn't mean well for the country. The same them use what's it called? The same girls, the same Northerners elders use Chivas girls just to make sure Jonathan lost election. Yeah, I mean, in this country, the same Northern elders now that are crying foul. Why would Boko Haram in one day just go to a school, then invade one community and just clear those students in school, and then there was no, at that time the headmaster was not around, the proprietors was not around, even teachers were not even on ground. They could even video the scene. So these are when you've done something for someone and then again and that stuff seems to play back at you, you see you start crying foul. I don't think some persons want to topple government because in a democratic setting you don't topple government. This is not military regime.
But to realize that during that protest, I saw it got to a time that some youths were holding their placards with Buhari must go written on these placards. Didn't you see it?
I saw it.
And don't you think that has called for the Northern coalition to have said that?
According to Nigeria Constitution, subsection 45, as that I remembered, 1999, the citizens of every country has legitimate right to call for the resignation of the president, just like what even Buhari did in 2012 when he said Uzata must go during the fuel subsidy era. He was in Nigeria, even he, President Muhammadu was chanting that Jonathan should go in 2012. So if people are also calling for him to go, it is not a crime. So it is legal. It is legitimate. So he should not cry foul. If he has done his own primary assignments, people will not ask him to go. I read a news yesterday. I don't know how true it is. I said that the border, that's the only Dangote company has been exempted from the border closure. Dangote company, I don't know how true it is that the Dangote company, everything Dangote has been what exported into the country. Border is very open for him, but every other manufacturing company don't have access to go and export. Only Dangote. I don't know how true it is because I have not verified it, and I cannot come out. I can't come out here and say what I did not verify. So that one to me, I just claims.
Now, don't you think if some of these demands by these youths are not met, it will call for another civil protest? Just like the Senate President has said.
Mr. President, I listened to the Senate President yesterday. The Senate President said that the next protest would be targeted at the political class, at the ruling class. He is very correct. It's true. He's very correct. He said the second wave of the protest will be targeted at the politicians. Yes, because they are the one occupying public office. And now what are the policies have you government put in place to checkmate that Nigerians can feed? Now, as of yesterday, all the Southwest federal are now begging the president he should open the border because the hardship is really biting on people. Even the Southwest leader, even the state government, even the Southwest government forum, even appealing to him. It shows the hardship in the land, and then the people are ready to risk their life for the second wave of this protest. That is why you see when you go to Oshodi bus terminal, police have mounted checkpoints there because now if there will be another second wave of this protest, people would also come out and destroy government properties. This one we saw was just a child's play. I don't know, because government too also has their own intelligence reports. Government even have intelligence reports more than with the ordinary citizens. They also work with JSS police also just to gather information. So he is appealing to every governor, chairman, house of member, lawmakers that go back to your home and put your house in order. Beg the youth, talk to them, embrace dialogue, so that this second protest will not, so that they will not be consumed, because they know me I will not be consumed because I don't have money. I'm still looking for a job. They will be consumed. If they have put all the modalities in place, like now a graduate from school, from school and get job, there will not be cause for all this alarm. But it's because the way the country itself is not balanced. one thing I want to advise and appeal is that let there be a review in our constitution, bros. If sharing formula is too much, how can a senator be going on with almost 35 million 40 million every month? Let them review the sharing formula. That is the only way Nigeria can be better, because if you use half of the budget just service land and assembly and to pay salaries, bros, you will still be deliberating on the same issues every year.
All right, thank you so much, David. Thank you so much. Now, the issue that is currently on board is the warning the Senate President gave to all stakeholders in Nigeria. The warning he gave to politicians, both at the federal level and the state level, that they should find lasting solutions to the agitation of the youth. Now, he has said that if care is not taken, we will experience another
civil unrest.
That is it. Now,
the one that will be more, difficult to quell or control than the former.
Yeah.
That's a good incentive.
Now, don't you think this is fast coming, just as he has said?
Yes, I trust the man. His warning. He tried anyway, because it's like he foresees the oncoming one, which is going to be more grievous. It's going to be more dangerous than the former. Let me tell you why. Because all the grievances, all the demands, you understand, has not been addressed, even a single one. See, even the victims' family, they are trying to settle at the court level. And we are seeing, dishonesty in government, from the government side, because look at the soldiers that shot protesters at Lekki toll gates. None of them has owned it up. None of the commanders, even the chief of army staff, Sanwo-Olu himself, who gave the instruction, they have not even admitted that they committed that act. Then again, electricity billing is one of the demands. Fuel pump price increase is one of the demands.
Food prices.
Food prices. Then general, it's governance. Good governance encompasses all entirely. Yes, none has been addressed. The man knows the legacy. The booty, let me call it spoil. They take home every month. The salary is unchanged. This man that is giving this warning is cutting away millions of naira every month home. So they have not addressed it. The man was like, his salary is there, nothing has been, happened to the salary. At least it's one of the grievances of the youth. So the man is talking sensible, talk. It's a sensible suggestion. So he's talking sensibly. Look at the salaries. They should address it. It's not only electricity billing. It's not only SARS, police brutality, that should be addressed. The kind of large chunk of, our budget, annual budget that goes home with the senators, still remains one of the thank you need to be addressed. If this man is talking like this, their senses are coming back to normal. Let me tell you, he should make it known to his fellow senators that they are rogues, they are armed robbers. Those people that are treated by the police as robbers outside the house, National State House, are not the main culprits. They themselves, Lawan himself and his group, from north, from south, from mid-belt, they are all armed robbers. They are cutting away, stealing Nigerian wealth. They are taking it home. This is going to aggravate more protests from the youth. Mike, we are all youths. Every Nigerian that are under 50s, in their 50s, below, they are youths. You and I, we are youths. I think you understand. So the man is talking sense. He's being apprehensive. The danger ahead is going to be more than the political impasse of 1993, 94, 95 in Nigeria that paralyzed the whole economy. But let me say this. We are all suggesting, we are not attacking government, only that they are so stupid enough to be very arrogant and that wicked to social media.
And listen to the yearnings of the
people. I'm telling you, they cannot listen to our yelling. People are clamoring. Let's get this right, do it this way. Let me
and
tell
for
you,
all.
once and for all. It is going to be bloody this time. It's like the man envisages his soul. Because the people that lost their children, you've not owned up, no apology from Mr. President. The area, what they call him, the chief of army staff and the commandant from Bonnet Camp or whichever barracks might be, has not tabled apology. The soldier, it was, those guys were shot by Nigerian soldiers. It was too obvious. They view it on social media. Immediately the shootings started, social media started viewing it. This aggravated the whole issue. This coverage by social media still annoys government departments, especially Ministry of Information, where Lai Mohammed is happy and clamoring and beating his chest that social media should be regulated in Nigeria, forgetting that the owner of these satellites is not Mohammed, his father. Let alone here, Lai has anything to do with IT technology. Do you understand? So I'm telling you, we are getting it right. Only that these people still remain adamant as stone.
Thank you so much, Raphael.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining us on today's edition of this program. Endeavor to join us next time on the same platform. I remain Michael Adekunle. Behind the camera, Femi Davis. You can subscribe to our sister channel, 50 Plus. You can also join me on Facebook at Adekunle Michael Timtayo. Michael Timtayo Adekunle. Bye everyone.